Kyle Kuzma drops 28 points, but the Washington Wizards still fall to the New Orleans Pelicans 110-98 due to perimeter struggles as usual. Come on, AB, let's talk about it next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott with my guy AB. Your favorite podcast now has his newsletter. Introducing the Locked On Wizards Daily Newsletter, a one-stop shop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On Wizards newsletter. And tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The big upsets, 2 game-winning drives. The NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel. New customers can bet $5 and get $250 and bonus bets guaranteed. Win or lose, visit FanDuel.com to get started. As we know, our Wiz Kids tonight do drop 110-98 to New Orleans at home this time. Kyle Kuzma tries with 28 points, but it just was not enough. But hey, Alex Art, again, a key contributor in tonight's loss. So you can call this, I thought it was a winnable game, AB, against a team that is in a similar situation in New Orleans. But again, it seems to me that it's still kind of a talent gap. I mean, CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, good matchup between Sarr and Missy. But, I definitely thought that New Orleans would get a couple games where we could probably have a winning streak. And I was very misled because we lose 2 in a row against the Pelicans. So what is the biggest storyline tonight, AB? Was it the emergence of, Kyle Kuzma kind of looking like the Kuz of old, 28 points tonight, and Alex Hart looking like another key contributor? Or was it she's able to call him pretty much doing whatever he wanted, and perimeter defense again an issue?
Yeah, I think going back to perimeter defense is the thing we've been harping on this whole season, even the past couple of years for the Wizards. But Kyle Kuzma, seeing his old self 28 points, that was nice. Jared Butler with 17 and 4 and 5. That was great to see as well. Having no Jordan Poole did suck. I do wonder. I think he would have made a big difference. We don't have your leading scorer out with the contusion. But Alex Sarr again, winning NBA Rookie Eastern Conference of the Month. Again, he keeps adding it on, and him being consistent. I mean, I really can't wait till he blossoms into that all-star center that we all think he could be. But yeah, man, just the Pelicans now, I think they have one win above us. So I think right now we're technically the worst team in the league when it comes to that lottery chance. So it is what it is at the end of the day, just fixing up perimeter defense. It's kind of crazy because 110, that's look low what we give up. I don't know but average, but again, when you score below 100 points, it's hard to win in today's NBA.
Oh, absolutely. You cannot, gone are the days where it's like the scores are in the 90s. Lately, the last couple of years, you've seen scores where teams are playing, scoring in the 150s, 140s, 130s. So, this is definitely a league where it's high level scoring. And I think the NBA is trying to fix that. But, as far as our perimeter struggles, it's not going to get better because after the deadline, where the assumption is they're going to move on from a lot of these vets, it's going to be a younger team and it's going to be more of a learning team. They're going to make a lot of mistakes. And I'm not concerned by that. Young team, definitely want them to formulate that chemistry. So, but definitely expect that the issues that we have now aren't going to go anywhere this season. That these are the issues going to have to be addressed in the offseason because the defense is not going to get better, even though we do have defensive-minded guys in Bilal, Alex Sarr, Bob Carrington, Keyshawn George are guys who have definitely defended at a high level, in my opinion. And there's guys who've gotten better this year. Jordan Poole is a way better defender this year. He is more, he has an impact defensively now. So this is a better defensive team. We're just not quite there. And obviously, look, we still have ways to go as far as final roster construction going forward. Next couple of drafts are very important, but they did have their moments. I mean, again, Kyle Kuzma, he had to lead the way tonight. He was the guy with with Jordan Poole being out, with Bilal being out. This was the game where you wanted to see Kyle Kuzma kind of take that leading role, and he was aggressive and he was efficient. 28 points tonight, but he got it on 13 for 23 shooting from the field and 2 for 5 from 3. So he was efficient defensively. 2 steals, 1 block, only 3 turnovers. So Kyle Kuzma led the way tonight. He led, by example. He showed that leadership then. So I'm not too upset with him at all, man. Kyle Kuzma did his thing, led the way, and he had to. He knew he had to be aggressive. Alex Sarr, 18 points, man. He has gotten better week in and week out offensively. The defense we already knew was already there. But 18 points, 11 rebounds, 6 for 9 for the field, and 3 for 6 from 3, 3 for 5 from the charity strike. Offensively, he's looking a lot better on a week-to-week basis, man. I mean, he's showing progress at a very rapid rate, and I think that has a lot to do with not only his work ethic and him wanting to get better, but also Brian Keefe and company and leadership. And I think the leadership, Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma coming back from injury, looking at guys like Anthony Gill, looking at guys like Jonas Valanciunas, looking at guys like Malcolm Brogdon, they're getting the best out of these young guys. They really are. So Alex Sarr shows that Sarr potential, shows why he is, in my opinion, is the best player in the draft. He's better than Rudy Sachet, in my opinion. And they try to call this young man a bust after 5 some of the games. I think people need to get their head checked because I think that was way too early to cast a judgment on a player that has shown he's gotten better week in and week out, man. Looking at the second unit, not the second unit yet. Let's look at the starting 5. Not the best showing by Malcolm Brogdon, but he really reverted being that floor general. Not his best night scoring, but he had his moments. Champagne again, not his best moment shooting. But like I said, I think that if you look at the numbers, Bob Carrington, 16 points a night, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So his offense, again, kind of like Sarr, is definitely to ramp up. But again, Champagne, Brogdon, not the best nights, but they found other ways to contribute. But like I said, Kuzma, he needed to be aggressive, and he did so in an efficient manner. So good game by Kuz, man. Second unit, Kispert, 1 for 10 for the field, AB, over 7 from 3. So, I mean, like I said, it's been a very up and down season so far for Corey Kispert, AB. Do you think it's shot mechanics? I think I've asked you probably 3 or 4 times, but what's going on with Kuz? I'm not Kuz, but Kispert, man. What's going on with Kispert? I mean, he's been...
Maybe he has to go see Lethal Shooter, man. I really don't know, because like one night you got 15 points, the next night you see something like this in 26 minutes, 5, 1 to 10. It's just, at the end of the day, like, if you're Corey Kispert, you got that contract paid. There's some you have to live up to some expectations, and every NBA team needs a shooter, and you're that shooter right now. And a performance like that, it really questions, and you scratch your head saying, was it worth giving him that contract? I love Corey. I was a big fan of him coming out of Gonzaga, but at the end of the day, you have to be real with the situation in Washington. He's part of the timeline, but if he's not fitting his role, then is he really here with a purpose?
No, I agree 100%. I mean, he's got to step it up because we know what he's capable of. And for a guy who just signed his extension, now the expectations are higher. You're not looked at as a young guy anymore. You're looked at as a veteran. And, he's a veteran who's very young. He hasn't hit his prime yet. So I think he can get better, even though what he's going to do best is already at a high level, if that makes sense. Like, he's a sharpshooter. You really can't go too far as progression. He kind of is what he is. He does it well, but we need him to get back to that because we're missing that perimeter threat. We're missing that bench scoring. We're missing that basketball IQ, moving out the basketball. So we need him to step it up. Keyshawn George, same boat. I mean, 1 point tonight in 26 minutes, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. So between him and Kispert, they were both 0 for 13 from 3. And when you look at the modern NBA, yes, it is a very 3-point heavy league. But if you cannot miss 13 by two guys who, again, are expected to be, if you look at anybody on the roster outside of Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Poole, as far as shooters, dependable shooters on the outside, you're looking at Kispert and Keyshawn George, 2 guys who we thought were our sharpshooters. So if both of them are struggling, you're going to struggle that bad from 3 is going to take you out of the running to really keep yourself in many games. And like I said, New Orleans, you see, it is a talent gap. They got CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray. They have guys who, what I mean, are all-stars in this league. So, I mean, but I still thought it was a winnable game because Pelicans they're in a mess right now. I mean, I think that Zion's days in Crescent City could be going to an end, man. And then if you move on from Zion, looking at Brandon Ingram in his situation, it's expecting they probably move everybody. And that's what I would do. If I was New Orleans, man, if I move on from Zion, I'm doing a fire sale. I'm moving everybody for all the assets I can get in this rebuild at this point because Zion has not lived up to the hype. But that's a whole subject for another day. But in my eyes, it was a winnable game. Both of them were. And the last game against New Orleans, turnovers were the most defining factor, even though perimeter defense, again, we struggled also because we gave up 10 3-pointers to CJ McCollum. And I called it at AB. I told you, look, do not take your eyes off the prize. Do not sleep on CJ McCollum. I mean, people forget that he was a backcourt mate with Dame Lillard for so many years in Portland. And the reason why they were one of the most underrated backcourts in the West, because, look, he can play. He can shoot. He can flat out shoot the leather off the ball, man. So you cannot take your eyes off CJ McCollum, man. Yes, he is a vet in a game where he's getting to kind of close to going out of his prime, but come on now, don't sleep on CJ McCollum. Same thing with DeJounte Murray. So let's see some other stats to look at. Jared Butler, 17 points tonight, AB. Jared Butler, man, like I said, again, he's another guy like Justin Champagnie, just like Jordan Goodwin, man, where the testament goes to the Kappa Psi Go-Go and what they're doing, developing these young guys for when it's time to play at the highest level, they're able to contribute at a high amount. So, yeah, guys, it's 2 straight against the Pelicans, 2 winnable games, and going forward, it does not get easier. We have Houston tomorrow or Tuesday night. So, like I said, tomorrow night, obviously, we're going to do a preview for that game, but it doesn't get easier. Like I said, you definitely got to take advantage of against foes that you have a chance against and get those culture wins, even though we were expected to be one of the worst. We are at worst. We are meeting expectations, AB. But then, again, against a team like New Orleans, it hurts because I feel like you try to get those culture wins. So we're going to get into how good can Alex R be? People were ready to call this man a bust after 5 Summer League games, and he told everybody, hold my beer. Keep that energy. So we're going to talk about Alex R and then get into the comments. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Prizepicks. Basketball season is heating up, and there's no better way to get real money action while watching your favorite NBA stars than Prizepicks. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love some friendly competition, Prizepicks makes it easy and fun to turn your basketball knowledge into cash. Here's how it works. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Oh, man. Think LeBron's going to drop 30 points, or maybe Luka's getting more than 8 assists. Prizepicks lets you make your predictions and put your money where your mouth is in just 60 seconds. And real quick, guys, Prizepicks is my go-to. I've gone through all the others, but to me, I like trying to predict the more or less than on stat projections. That's just something that is my thing. And I've been very successful. I made a lot of money with Prizepicks, just trying to predict stats day in, day out. So look, now's the perfect time to join. Download the app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. No need to win to get the bonus. It's guaranteed. Prizepicks. Run your game. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing, man. So Alex R, as we mentioned earlier, Summer League he struggled mildly and struggled. Let me get it out. Summer League. So, and people were ready to. They had the jury was out after 5 Summer League games. Called this man a bust. Yes, he kind of took his time offensively at the beginning of the year. We knew he was very raw coming out of the draft. Defense, especially rim protection, was going to be the one area of his game that was going to shine early. But how impressed have you been with how rapidly he's progressed offensively? And when it's all said and done, what is the ceiling for Alex R in your eyes?
No, man. I again, like I just love to see the improvement. At the beginning of the season, it was just him lacking aggression, and then his ability to take too many threes is one thing that we were talking about. But he's getting better every night. That's what we love to see, consistency. And again, it's his rookie year. He's a young kid, so like the mistakes that he makes now, it's just what we want to see because he's going to learn from it. And I honestly, be like, when's the last time we've had a guy like Saul where he can score off the dribble, can somewhat shoot the 3 and defend the rim? We really, ever since I've been watching with John, it was the Gortats of the world and the Nenes of the world. Gafford, I love our boy Daniel Gafford. He was one of them. But at the end of the day, Saul, like offensively, like he's got it. And if he keeps working on it, I'm telling you, top 5 center in this league, top 10 for sure. I feel like once he finds a way to get in his rhythm and get in his bag a little more, give him like year 2 or year 3, then yeah, the league's got to look out, man. Because again, like the Joel Embiids of the world are getting older. Jokic is in the class of himself. The Şengün's. At some point, when he's going to match up with those guys and gets those reps against those guys, then he's going to even get better. And I just can't wait.
I'm with you, man. I think he fits the prototypical modern day NBA center. And that's what I'm saying. When it's all said and done, what I do expect him to learn how to be a more well-rounded center. And you see him attacking more in the paint. So I think he definitely hears what people are saying as far as what they expect him to kind of work on going forward. But like I said, if you can get into the science lab, man, and really find out how to build that modern day center, is Alex R, because with his ability to rim protector, he's swift on his feet. He can move at 7'1", a guy who can stretch the floor at 3-point range, mid range. You can put the ball on the floor, go down the court and transition. He fits a mold. For all your old heads, what was that? I know you don't know, AB, but there's this movie in the 80s, man. I believe it. I think it's Weird Science, where these kids got together and they built the perfect girl, and they found every attribute, and it became what the perfect girl was, right? So when you get into the laboratory, you build the perfect modern day NBA center. I think what comes out outside of Wembanyama, obviously, will be Alex R, because the guy who at 7'1", very swift on his feet. And I think that if you add 5 pounds of muscle, maybe you can stretch it to 10 if you want to keep that same explosiveness in this game. But 5 to 7 pounds of muscle, I think you can still have that swiftness where he can be a monster offensively. I mean, when it's all said and done, he's an all-star talent, in my opinion. I think, because I believe his ceiling is that high. Same with Bilal. And you can say the same thing about probably Bub Carrington when it's all said and done, when he's developed the right way, because just the dog factor, the basketball IQ. It would surprise me, and it says more about him than it does the league he played in previously in Australia, because you see his basketball IQ a little bit. Like, you see he's easily coachable. And that's one thing you hear in the building about Alex Sarr, is that he's easily coachable, that he's a guy who wants to get better. Same thing Bilal. And that's why I'm saying that. When I asked Will Dawkins early in the year about what are the best attributes you really look in young talent, and obviously it's, looking at what they can be, not what they are now. But the biggest thing is character and how easy coachable are they? Can you mold them? Do they want to get better? And you see that in Bilal, you see that in Alex Sarr. These guys want to get better. You see in Bub, you see in Keyshawn, you see it in Tristan Vucevic in a small sample size. These guys want to learn. They want to get better. They're listening to these coaches. They're buying in with what these coaches are trying to teach, man. So I'm with you. I think that Alex Sarr, just like Bilal Coulibaly, they are all-star talent when it's all said and done. Now, right now, to me, Bilal, he is a most improved player candidate, in my opinion. Will he win it? Probably not. But I think he's definitely in the conversation, because he, in year 2, he's a better player than last year. It's not even, it's
way ahead of schedule too. I don't think any
Yeah.
Wizards fan expected him to have this jump in year 2.
No, year 2, like I said, it goes to his work ethic and Brian Keefe and that developmental resume that he has, man. Because Kevin Durant said himself, I owe most of my progression and most of my development to Brian Keefe, and a long list of players to do so. So, like I said, Alex Sarr to me is an all-star talent. Now, let me ask you this. People want to talk about faces of the franchise, and obviously this draft coming up, Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, amongst other names who could be potential faces of the franchise. But looking at the situation with the Wizards, you got Jordan Poole, an established star, in my opinion, in this league. To me right now, he seems more like the face. Bilal, both of them seem like the kind of the duo going forward. And then people forget, when you look at Cooper Flagg, he's only 17 and 18 years old right now. So, he's not a guy who's going to come right in and be that guy. He's a guy who's got to be developed. Let's be real. As talented as he is, as talented as Dylan Harper is and Ace Bailey is, they're not guys from day one who are going to be immediate impact guys. They're going to have to be developed further. They have talent through the roof, yeah, but you've got to nurture that talent. There's a long list of players. We've had a lot of players in this league who had that kind of buzz around them, and they either A, came into a situation that did nurture or develop them the right way, or B, they were expected to do too much. Or injuries. Greg Oden was a guy who everybody thought he was going to be the next great center. Brennan Roy. A lot of guys in this league who either, the injuries, or they didn't find the right situation. Kwame Brown. This wasn't the best situation for him to be developed. They needed a guy who's going to be able to continue right away. So that's what I'm saying. When you look at who the face is, I think right now is realistically Jordan Poole and Bilal Coulibaly. And you can argue it's a 3-headed monster with Alex Sarr, because you best believe after they move on from a lot of these vets, as far as marketing, they're going to market heavy Jordan Poole, market heavy Alex Sarr, and Bilal Coulibaly. You already see it now with, as far as players and who they're marketing, and they're easily marketable, especially when you're looking at other markets. If you look at Ted Leonsis and the fact that, you look at certain markets, Real Hachimura, you had a Japanese market. With Denis Avia, he had an Israeli market. So now the French market, you're going to have a lot of, so there's several ways to look at how to market, so even if you go out there and get a Cooper Flagg, then, again, these are guys who are not going to come right away. Cooper Flagg is not going to change the face of the landscape from year 1. It's not, and like I said, Wembanyama, he has, because of his size and just with him being a unicorn. And even though I think that there's a lot of versatility in Cooper Flagg's game, he just doesn't have the same appeal like Wembanyama did. Not to say he won't, because he's definitely a guy who can change the trajectory of your franchise. So, what do you think, AB? Right now, if you could put a face on his franchise, or faces, who would you say are the guys?
I think without a doubt, you got to put JP up there. BC and Alex Sarr. I think those 3 are the 3 that have the potential to be that big 3 in Washington for the next couple of years. And then when you pile that on with the younger guys, Champagny, you got Butler, Kispert situation is kind of weird. But again, you have this young talent, and that's just so nice, because again, it's a whole different culture and a whole different regime, where you're not stuck in the middle with, in the past, where we've had Kuz, Brad, and Kispert, Porzingis, and you're competing for the play-in. It's not that anymore. There's a sense of direction, and for so long we've been wanting that as a Wizards fan, and that's okay, because 2 years from now, that's when you really got to evaluate this team, evaluate Will Dawkins and what he's done, and say, hey, where's the improvement? And I'm telling you, it's going to be a massive improvement, and I just can't wait.
I can't wait either. I think that I'm very excited about this young core. I'm very excited to see how good not only these young guys can get, but also players like Jordan Poole. How high is his ceiling? I believe he's an all-star level talent. I firmly believe that. I mean, then let's not forget we got guys like Corey Kispert, a guy who again he kind of is what he is, but he does it well. And when he doesn't do it well, it's felt. You feel when he's not doing his thing. The 3-point shot, we definitely need him to get back to where we know he can be. So I'm with you that. We're in a good opportunity here to grab some high-end talent, not only in 2025, but 2026. So we're gonna get in the comments, guys. And like I said, you guys in the DMV, we have a snowstorm on the way. So definitely hunker down, man. It's gonna be, if you got kids, it's gonna be a long day or two, man. So definitely appreciate everybody.
Try to park on the driveway, man. You don't want to park on the road because that your car might be in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, definitely get out there and shovel, man. So, like I said, definitely appreciate everybody taking time out of their night to rock with us tonight. So we're gonna get into comments, but before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's from big upsets to game-winning drives. The NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. The FanDuel app gives you everything you need for live bets, same-game parlays, and so much more. Visit the website and share betting. Oh, here we go. So with my experience, guys, I've gone through every app. To me, FanDuel is the funnest, man. The funnest because for the reasons I already kind of mentioned. The parlays, I'm a parlay guy. I love the fact that FanDuel, live bets, the stats are live. So, the bets change, ever going changes. So, look, do yourself a favor and get in on action. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of National Football League. All right, AB, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the comments. Like I said, definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight, man. We're going to start with Nomadic Brian says, Brandon sporting that O's cap. Go Birds. That's what I'm talking about, man. Go Birdland. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'll ask you O's fans real quick. Charlie Morton, really? They signed Charlie Morton. Come on now. Go out there and get Dylan Cease. Stop playing, man. Go out there and get that ace. But appreciate you tonight, man. Dan Tico84, how you doing? Says, if Sarr is playing like this now, his rookie year, just imagine what it looks like when he puts it all together. Oh, I'm trying to tell you. When he puts it all together, he's an all-star. He is going to be that prototypical modern NBA center, in my humble opinion. Big J52, my guy. Yes, sir. Good job, Kuz. Now, please trade him immediately tomorrow. Yeah, appreciate it tonight, man. But he is definitely, a guy who's definitely on the trade block, man. Valanciunas, Brogdon, they're definitely. You best believe that Will Dawkins is trying to get the most. We all know that the trade market has changed, especially when it comes to Kuz. But I definitely, I've got the confidence that Will Dawkins is going to figure it out, man. We may not have the best package that we, definitely expect to be somewhat disappointed, in my opinion. Be honest with you. You're not going to get 2 first-round picks, but we will be able to turn the page and start a new era, in my opinion, with these young guys. So, Estrella Garcia says, hi. How you doing tonight? See, Nomadic Brian says, Alex R and Bub tonight. Well, it is a long road, but with some positives. Poole and Koulibaly out. Yeah, absolutely. With Poole, with Bilal out, Alex R and Bub picked it up. That's what you want to see. Kyle Kuzma took the lead. Like I said, he was aggressive yet efficient. So, we lost, and you got to find positives, and that's the positives. I mean, I love what I saw from Sar and Bub. And Kuzma, like I said, from everybody who's on the trade camp, he definitely brought his value up because he's a guy who, again, he could be a consistent source of points. Come back from injury, starting to ramp it up. So let's see. Dan Tico84 again says, Keyshawn relied on that 3 ball. Oh, he does that, man. We focus way too much on the 3-point shot. If we play inside out and lead the shooting to Poole and Kispert, we will be cooking with grease. I'm gonna get your take, man, but I agree 100% with what Dan Tico84 said, man. Keyshawn relies too much on that 3-point shot. And as a team, we rely way too much on the 3-point shot. Do you agree, disagree?
Yeah, no, it's again, the whole modern NBA thing about taking too many threes. Like, again, Keyshawn, a young guy, obviously when he's letting it fly and he makes it, by all means go ahead. But if you're like 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 on 3-point line, either swing it or get a bucket and go to the paint, man. Because at some point, like, you just can't rely on that 3-point shot because defenses are gonna realize that, hey, man, this guy's not taking to the paint. So and he's like cold tonight, so let it fly. And I think with JP and Kispert, like with those as our primary 3-point shooters, if those guys are hitting, obviously not tonight, not the case, but if those guys are hitting, Keyshawn, you gotta find a way to get a bucket a different way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, AB. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, hate it or love it. This is what the current era, the current fad in the NBA is in this 3-point shooting. Stephen Curry really opened up the Pandora's box for this one, man. But it is what it is. Like I said earlier when we talked about it in previous video, this is the way the game is. I mean, there's guys now that you did not expect 10, 15 years ago to shoot a 3-point shot who are hitting them with some regularity. So this, hate it or love it, this is where the game's at. Link says no JP and Bilal makes a bigger impact than I thought. Yeah, I was inquisitive to see, but I expected Kyle Kuzma to be aggressive, but he did so in a very inefficient manner. So, he did well tonight. Definitely had a scorer's mentality tonight. And again, Bub and Sar picked it up. So, and not only that, put some love on Jared Butler played well. Jared Butler, again, is another testament to what the Capital City Go-Go's doing, getting these guys ready, and they're making an impact at the NBA level. Justin Shipping is another guy. And then, Jordan Goodwood previously has played high-level basketball with the Wizards, man. So shout out to the Capital City Go-Go. Dean Pomeroy says DMV getting a snow day tomorrow. Absolutely. I've already gotten the call. My kids are out of school. So, like I said, if you get, I believe we're calling for a foot where I'm at. So look, go out there and have some fun. I mean, you might as well. Locked on Wiz Kids. I like it. Says, hey, B Scott and AB. What's good? B Cool's defense was missed the last 2 games. Absolutely. Tonight, more than JP's 0, in my opinion, or JP 13's offense. My bad. I agree. We definitely missed JP 13. That 1-2 punch with him and Kyle Kuzma. Kuz did try to take the lead and Sar again, and Bub did well, but it just wasn't enough. And B Cool's defense was missed because, and I think that it was a miss to a certain degree, yes, but overall, we just been a very abysmal perimeter defensive team. And defense overall has been a struggle, but especially from the perimeter. So, and I don't expect it to get better anytime soon till next year because, like I said, you expect the team's going to get younger at some point, and younger means less experience, and that means there's going to be a lot more growing pains in the second half. Dan Tico 84 says, I think Kisper's going to be okay. I agree. He's in a slump when he's on and he's money. We praise his work, and when he's off, we question if his contract was worth. Yeah, great point. He's going to be fine. Just keep shooting, Corey. Laugh out loud. No, I agree. Like I said, unfortunately, for a guy who just signed a contract, is always the first thing you go to, right? Is he going to live up to that contract? And like I said, he is definitely going through a slump. He's going through some issues with his mechanics, but Corey Kisper's a guy he's a high IQ guy. He's a work ethic guy, and I think he's going to figure it out. I think he's going to be all right. I'm not ready to panic yet on Corey Kisper because his body of work over the last 4 years, he's going to be just fine, man. In my opinion. Johnny Halevi, how you doing? Says, yo, what's up, Brandon? What's good? This popped up, so I'm here listening to you. Love from Dennyland. Appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you stopping by and saying what's up, man. Like I said, hopefully my guy Turbo's out there doing his thing in Portland, man. So definitely appreciate you coming through and rocking with your boy tonight, man. Much appreciated. Locked on Whiz says Weird Science. Yeah, man. Man, I'm an 80s baby, man. So Weird Science, that's an old reference, laugh out loud. The perfect woman. Kelly LeBrock. I don't even know who that is, but I'm definitely going to search it up, man. But I mean, that's funny. That's one of the iconic movies of the 80s, man. See, AB don't know nothing about that, man. He's from the 80s babies, man.
Nothing at all.
It's all good, man. John Hickman says, I'm glad we lost. Okay. And now makes us have a better chance at getting the number 1 pick again. I agree. I mean, but here's the thing, and this is the most unfortunate part of not being good, is that you could be the worst team in the league. You still got 40% chance at the number 1 pick, man. So, I mean, I get what you're coming from, and I agree, but then you still want them to beat teams like the Pelicans who are in the same situation. And like I said, they have more talent as far as, there's a talent gap. And CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, it is what it is. Trey Murphy before he went down with an ankle injury, man. I'm a guy who, I used to play ball all the time. Like I said, I played in high school, had aspirations to play at the next level. And ankle injuries is what got me, AB. So, like I said, every time I see an ankle injury, I was like, oh, I know how it feels, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, B, it's one of the worst injuries. Like, obviously, Jam finger that too, but it's like your whole body weight's on that ankle. It's just so fragile. And it's just like once you do it multiple times, it's just like you get tired of it because it's just like not only can you it's that you can't hoop, but it's just like every day, like you're walking, you can't put so much weight on it. It sucks, man.
It is, man. I hate it, man. And like I said, my right ankle now it pops in and out all the time. So, I mean, what really made me stop playing ball was just the ankle injuries, man. Because when I went in the Army, I started playing in the Army, but I couldn't get hurt because it would take me out of duty. So it started affecting my job. So man, I had to stop playing ball, and I do regret it. I still shoot a little bit, but I haven't really played competitive in a long time, man. And that's a big reason, man. The ankles just, man, when the older you get, man, just it is what it is. Dean Pomeroy says, yeah, the Pelicans getting 2 wins over us puts us in a better position draft-wise. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're definitely in the conversation. Don't get it twisted. Johnny Halevi says, Bub has a higher ceiling than Jordan Poole. Oh, yeah, I said it. Okay. That's a take. That's a hot take. Okay. AB, what's your thoughts, man?
I mean, again, I love Bob Carrington, but JP, I mean, his improvement, I don't know. We'll have to see it again. Like, it all comes down to when these vets are gone. The second half of the season, I like to see Bob Carrington's usage in his role. So this is definitely an interesting take of the night.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a hot take. So, hey, I respect it, man. Dan TK84 says, draft Flag or Harper. I'm out on Bailey. He's more of an ISO player. Yeah, I agree. Harper can create his own shot as well as for others. Pair him with Poole and Bub and move on from them in a few years. I agree. I like that. I mean, Flag is a no-brainer in my opinion, even though I think that Dylan Harper is definitely he's getting closer. That gap is shorter than it used to be, man. I mean, Dylan Harper is definitely making a case for number one. And I mean, Ace Bailey, I think it's all about fit. Where does he fit the most? I don't see him as a fit with Washington, even though I think he. If they decide to go with him, I mean, he's a high level talent in my opinion. I think he's a guy who's definitely going to be a really great player in this league. It's just all about fit. I do think that Flag or Dylan Harper fit better out of the top 3. And if we go out of the top 3, I don't expect we will, but if we do, there's other options that I do like, man. Edge comes a guy like a 2 guard. I mean, the list there's a lot of good players in the top 10 in this draft coming up. But I'm with you on that. That is definitely a good point. So let's see. Merrill Garrett, my guy, Merrill Garrett, man. How you doing tonight, man? Wizards setting things up to go after Wemby. Oh, man, that free agent acquisition. I mean, if I'm San Antonio, man, I'm locking him up at the earliest chance I get, man. But wouldn't that not be a acquisition for the Wizards, man? I mean, because we were percentage points away from getting Wemby, and it still hurts my heart to this day. Good Lord. Nomadic Brian says, what year do you see the Wizards making a big free agent signing? 2026. That is a really good question. And I look at it. To me, when I looked at the situation with the Wizards, man, I looked at it from like the 3, 5, 7 year project. And the reason I say it is, all right, 3 years, after this 2025 draft, be the beginning of the 3rd year, which is next year. All right, after that year, I think you're going to have that young core that you expect. I don't think we're going to be very active in 2026 draft, not like we are in 2025, in my opinion. I think we'll still have a lottery pick, but I don't think we're going to have a top 10 pick because I think we will be a better team. Because after next year, assuming you get Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, or even Ace Bailey, you combine that with a 3rd-year Bilal Coulibaly. You combine that with a 2nd-year Bob Carrington, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George. You combine that with a guy who's entering his prime in Jordan Poole. You're going to be a better team. So I expect, let's see, 26, 20, 25, 26.
For me, B is 2027.
I could see the earliest 26. I could see 27. Yeah, I could see that move. And that's why those draft picks are very important in the range of 29, 30, and 31, because when you're looking to make that big acquisition, those picks, they make a difference. You're going to be trading the future a little bit, but for immediate impact to combine with Jordan Poole and these young players, man. So I could see 26, and definitely 27. I think we're definitely a team that not only is going to make that next final move, but I think we're definitely going to be in the conversation of a young team trying to make that 8th seed, trying to go into the play-in 8th seed and hopefully up to a 6th seed. I don't think at that point, AB, we're ready to take the reins of the Eastern Conference, but I think we'll definitely be a team that's looking to make that move towards the 8th seed at the best case scenario. So Nomadic Brian also says, Charlie Morton, age 41. I know, Lord have mercy. Let's hope it's not another Craig Kimbrell disaster. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I had hopes for Craig Kimbrell, man, but at this stage in his career, he started out good with those, man, and then he just flamed out. Charlie Morton, I don't know, Brian. I mean, what are we doing? Go out there and get Dylan Cease. Go out there and get Luis Castillo. Like, what are we doing? Like, Rubenstein said he's willing to make money or to spend money to go get a pitcher. I know AB looking at me like, we all talking about, but the O's need to go out there and spend some money. Charlie Morton does not move the needle at all, in my opinion. So go out there and get Dylan Cease. I mean, if you look at San Diego in this situation, go out there and trade for Dylan Cease. Mountcastle's got to go. We got Kobe Mayo at first. Look, that's a conversation we'll have. No matter
what Brandon said.
I know, man. We'll talk some O's later on, man. But let's see. Milton says, what do you think of Butler tonight? Outstanding night. He played a good game tonight. Very, very happy with what I saw from them. All right, guys, we're at the 34-minute mark, so we're going to try to finish this out. John Hickman says, I'm so glad we lost. Yep, I'm with you on that. Let's see. I'm trying to knock out 2 more guys and call it a night. But again, appreciate you guys, man. Johnny Levy says Poole has pool heat, but he also has so many absurd moves that it hurts basketball's feelings. But he's extremely talented. Like I said, I mean, we all got our takes, man. We all got our opinions. And me and AB said it all the time, man. Like at first, it's like, oh, don't shoot that and did it, but he makes it, man. So, like I said, overall, I like what I see from Poole this year. He's definitely really played at all-star level. But I agree. But then, like I said, yeah, I give him that love, man, because he's played well this year. So I like your take, man. Bub is definitely extremely talented. So I definitely like your take, man. So, all right, guys. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna do a preview for Tuesday night's game against the Houston Rockets. So definitely tune in for that, man. So we're gonna talk about the preview and talk about what's going on around the association and look at the trade market for some of our vets, man. So definitely tune in tomorrow night. And of course, Tuesday night, 9:30, we're going live after that game. So definitely tune in for that. So again, guys, thank you for taking time out of your night just to rock with your boys tonight, man. So for you guys living in the DMV, hunker down, stay warm, definitely enjoy your day off. And look, everybody have a blessed night. Hail to the Wizards and peace.